But then now that you're small, now
I'm small.
Now how do you act? Now what do you do? You can't do the scene like this.
So the first time Paul ever did this, he was like this in the scene, like trying to get out of the scene. He was crawling away so he wasn't just hanging out at the bottom of the scene. I have no hops, like none whatsoever.
Hello, friends, how are you? I hope you are fine. This video is only for entertainment. Today we share about Evangeline Lilly. Nicole Evangeline Lilly is a Canadian actress and author. She is the recipient of various accolades including a Screen Actors Guild Award and an MTV Movie Award. She has also received nominations for a Golden Globe Award, a Critics' Choice Movie Award, 9 Saturn Awards, an Empire Award, and 10 Teen Choice Awards. Evangeline Lilly, born in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, in 1979, was discovered on the streets of Kelowna, British Columbia, by the famous Ford modeling agency. Although she initially decided to pass on a modeling career, she went ahead and signed with Ford anyway, to help pay for her University of British Columbia tuition and expenses. I'm very picky when it comes to men. I come across a man who I'm really attracted to about once every 5 years. I love being outside. That's where I'm the happiest. I feel like I'm in boot camp, on Lost. My first year was baptism by fire. I just was thrown in, and I had no idea what I was doing, not just on set, and not just as an actor, but as a public figure. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how to cope with it, and what the best ways were to manage it. I'm constantly learning that, and therefore, in learning it, I knew I didn't want to. One of the first things I knew was, I don't want to have this beast become so big and uncontrollable that I am swallowed up by it. To put it simply, you know, a lot of people believe that the benefit of this job is fame and fortune. I believe that you pay for your fortune through fame. I don't buy into the notion that being famous is somehow a good thing, or an exciting thing, or a wonderful thing. I think it's more cumbersome and more of a hindrance to your life than it is the other. But the fortune is fantastic. I'll take it. And I have no complaints. But it's not. You know, I didn't become an actress because I wanted to be famous. I didn't become an actress because this is the ultimate career goal of my life. I became an actress by accident. I was doing a psychological exercise with myself, challenging myself, by going to auditions. I had no idea that it would connect to a job. I had no intention of it connecting to a job. I was doing it as an exercise. So when I got a job, I, at that moment, had to sit down and go, do I want to be an actor? Even if you're unhappy, just pretend that you're happy. Eventually, your smile will be contagious to yourself. I had to learn that. I used to think, I'm being fake. But you know what? Better to be fake and happy than real and miserable. To his defense, Tolkien was writing in 1937. The world is a different place today. I kept repeatedly telling people that in this day and age, to put 9 hours of cinema entertainment in theaters for young girls to go and watch, and not have one female character, it's subliminally telling them that you don't matter, you're not important, and you're not pivotal to the story. I think that they were very brave and very right in saying we won't do that to the young female audience that will come and watch our films. And even for women my own age, I think it's time that we stop making stories that are only about men. I love that they make Toriel a hero. No thanks. You're wasting your time. I think there's a part of everyone that's intrigued by the thought of being recognized. One time there was this guy who was really awful to me, and I was really struggling that day, because I had really bad gas. And as a flight attendant, you don't let that go when you're on a plane. So this guy got under my skin to the point that finally I decided to save it all up. And when I was walking past him and when I got to row 48, I let it rip. Right in his face. If I didn't try to help others, I'd be no better than the Paris Hiltons of the world, waltzing around with their Louis Vuitton bags and their little dogs. Those people couldn't give a rat's ass if somebody was starving on the street next to them. I actually feel like I'm more capable now of doing humanitarian work, because I'm financially able to make a difference. You have to sacrifice something to get something. For me, fame is that sacrifice, because I never wanted it, and I still don't. It's something I have to live with. I spent many nights crying myself to sleep wishing I was ugly because of the way men leered and disrespected me because they assumed things about my mental capacity or my physical willingness based on the way I look. Hollywood is the Sodom and Gomorrah of today. It's a world I avoid because it's destroying our culture. And yet, I've recently seen a turnaround. People like George Clooney and Michael Moore are using Hollywood as a platform to send out positive messages. Working as the flight attendant for Royal Airlines was the worst job. That job had no redeeming qualities. I didn't like the people. I didn't like the destinations. I didn't like the recycled air or the crappy food. On reading a biography of Audrey Hepburn, well, that is a life I would kill to emulate. When I was a kid, the fort was tiny. I could ride my bike at 5 years old from one end of town to the other. To me, Fort Saskatchewan holds a lot of really great memories. I just consider it a little happy hideaway. Over and over again, I've been called a walking oxymoron. I do things that you wouldn't associate with a good little Christian girl. People say I'm half boy, half girl. If you like this video, subscribe for more upcoming videos.